the one that love to cook, get a note on magazine that have to do with that interest. Why are we doing this? Thank you for tuning in to my channel again. Good morning, everyone. This is Learning Mind, a free call that cannot be easily broken the centers on the parents, the students, and the teachers. The essence is to bridge the missing gap that has been disconnected in order to save the child and the society at large. If you're just joining, thank you for joining. If you've been with us for a long time and you have been following us, thank you for also following. This it's for you. Not to bore us with stories, I'll be talking about 4 things today, and we're going to be ending the section for 10 things you need to know as parents on your dyslexia child. The first thing I'll talk about is read together often. Read together often. You know, there's this saying, and it's not just a saying, it's a practical thing, that the first teacher a child will have in his or her life is the parent. And peradventure you have a child, a special child. One of those things that can help the child in his or her struggles is if the parent could read together with those children. Reading together also, goes along the stages. We have reading together as pre, reading together as pri, reading together as secondary. Now, at the preschool age, you could put your child on your lap and bring out that story and start relating it naturally out of the formal setting. Now, the informal setting, putting in the lag, skip through the storybook. As you're doing that, you're trying to bring the child interest into it. That is for the preschool. Then the primary school, you could go, the last day my child's school, they did something about book fair, where this, they placed all book, I think, in the library, and the child would just walk in and pick the one that interests her, and they send the bill to us and we pay, not the one the parents feel, but the one that interests the child. So you could do, many a times if you're going by that, 2 things are very, very important. Every story you are picking for a child has to go with the graphics for the primary school level, and the font has to be big, bold, for them to see. For if you have put this tool into consideration and you do as it is, you get to know that it helps to arouse the interest of those children to reading. Then the last one I'll talk about in this is the secondary school level. For the secondary school level, we see that because they are teenagers, you as a parent, you find it so hard to put them down, to sit down on the chair and read. But irrespective of that, try to sneak away out of their ways in order for them to read. For example, go through their interests. They always they always have interest in 1 or 2 things. Some can have interest in football. You take advantage of that. Get a book or a novel or a magazine that has to do with hard interest. The one that love to cook, get a note or magazine that have to do with that interest. Why are we doing this? The importance of this is that this is going to help your child to read in a low pressure setting that has nothing to do with, criticism, that has nothing to do with grade. In the school, they could pass through a little criticism, and they know that they are under assessment that puts them on pressure, on duress, not be able to give their best. But when they are at home with you, you use this method. We have what we call low pressure in them, of which they want to bring out their real self and do as they're expected to do. This takes me to the 8th point. The 8th one I would like to talk about is provide reading materials and provide reading corners. No, it's expected that every family should have a structure. So in part of your family structure, there should be a reading corner for those special children. So when you have it, it helps them. And when you're doing that, please Whatever reading materials you'll be providing, let it focus on their interests. And we have reading materials that are age appropriate, so you go through such that some of them love video games. The video games that you'll be providing, let it has to do with what they're passing through, what they're struggling with as a child. Their arts that they'll be doing, it should be based on what they're struggling with as a child. And their sports too should be based on what they are struggling with as a child. We have all of these that are age appropriate. So just follow suit as parents. The ninth one I'll talk about is you live by example. Live by example. One of the best way you can encourage your child to spend their time in reading is when they are able to see you as a parent doing so. Please, parents, even though you don't have that culture, please just do like our fathers does, where they buy newspapers and sit down and start skipping through. Let them see it as an habit in you. That alone could entice them or could propel them from the inside wanting to do so. The last one I'll talk about is go high tech. Parents, you need to go high tech. So we need to go high tech. So using assistive technology could help a child to complete his or her assignment, could also help a child to build his or her weak skills. So assistive technology like text to speech and electronic spell check, these could help them to build their weakness, their weak skills, and help them to do their assignments. And we also have in your smartphone, there are some apps in your smartphone that can help the child, aid them to reading very, very well. I'm so sure you have learned a lot as parents. It's not just learning, it's about putting all of these into practice for that special child. For more information, you can follow us in our Twitter, you can follow us on our Facebook, you can follow us in all our social networks. We are here for you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow, don't forget to even share. Thank you for taking out time to follow me in this series. See you next time.